Hello dear students, in this video we are going to study about how to determine acetic acid content in commercial vinegar. As you all know that commercial vinegar is one of the important preservative and condiment which is being produced and consumed since centuries. This commercial vinegar is a dilute solution of acetic acid. Acetic acid is produced by the fermentation of ethanol, which is basically a two-step process. First of all, a carbohydrate source like glucose, it is converted into ethanol in the presence of yeast, and this ethanol further undergoes oxidation in the presence of a bacteria like Acetobacter and gets converted to acetic acid. The commercial vinegar, it consists of 5 to 8% of your acetic acid solution, and in order to determine the content of acetic acid in the vinegar, we need to do the acid-base titration. That is how much base is used to neutralize the acid. From there you can determine your acetic acid content. So like here in the equation I have shown the reaction between acetic acid, that is a weak acid, and it is reacting here with a strong base like sodium hydroxide and will give you sodium ethanoate. So in order to carry out this acid-base titration, you need to prepare and standardize few solution. So very first solution which you need is, that is N by 10 oxalic acid solution. Oxalic acid, as we all know, that is one of the primary standard. So we know its exact normality as well as strength. So in order to prepare the solution, you need to weigh first of all 1.575 gram of oxalic acid on a watch glass. Dissolve it in 100 ml of distilled water that is taken in a beaker. After this, transfer this solution to the 250 ml of measuring flask. Make the volume up to the mark by adding more distilled water. Shake it well. Label it as N by 10 oxalic acid solution. After this, we are going to prepare the approximately N by 10 NaOH solution. So why here I have written this word approximate? Because NaOH is the secondary standard. Secondary standard means we need to titrate it first of all against some primary standard to know its exact normality, strength. So to prepare this approximate solution, you need to weigh 1.10 gram of NaOH again on the watch glass and dissolve it in 100 ml of distilled water that is taken in a beaker. Transfer this solution to the 250 ml of measuring flask. Make the volume up to mark by adding more distilled water. Shake it well and label it as N by 10 sodium hydroxide solution. After this, you need to prepare vinegar solution. For this, you need to weigh 10 gram of vinegar in 50 ml of beaker. Then transfer this weighed vinegar in 100 ml of measuring flask. Make the volume up to mark. Stopper the flask. Shake it well and label it as a vinegar solution. So very first titration which you will carry out is the standardization of sodium hydroxide. For that, you need to take the N by 10 solution of oxalic acid in the burette, and in the titration flask you need to take 20 ml of NaOH. That is, you need to pipette out 20 ml of NaOH. I will show you that how this titration works in the video. So for this we are using phenolphthalein as an indicator. At last we need to determine the end point. So for that we need some indicators. So in this titration we are using phenolphthalein as an indicator. And you know that phenolphthalein will give pink color when you pour some 1 to 2 drops of phenolphthalein in the titration flask. So when you start pouring your oxalic acid from the burette into the titration flask, you will observe an end point that will be pink to colorless. That is the disappearance of pink color. So what reaction is taking place there? That when you are adding the oxalic acid to NaOH, so it is neutralizing actually that thing. So the reaction taking place is like this: COH, that is the formula of oxalic acid. It is reacting with NaOH and it will give you CONA, that is sodium salts of oxalic acid. So after this, the second titration which you have to do is, you have already standardized NaOH now with you. So you have to take vinegar in the burette. It's up to you whether you want to take vinegar in the burette or you want to pipette out in the titration flask. So accordingly the endpoint will change. So here I am taking vinegar in the burette, and titration flask I am pipetting out again 20 ml of, now I have written the normality, that is 0.1 normal NaOH. Indicator is phenolphthalein. Endpoint again will be pink to colorless. So observation you have to note down, and you have to write down in a tabular form like this. You have to note down the initial burette reading, final burette reading, and you have to calculate the volume of depending upon which solution you are taking. If you are taking NaOH, you have to note down the volume of NaOH used. If you are taking your acetic acid or your vinegar there, so you have to calculate the volume accordingly. So after this, you have to apply the normality equation for each titration. In the very first titration, when you apply the normality equation, you will get the normality of NaOH. Okay, that I have written there, that is 0.1. So once you calculate the normality from first equation, you have to do again the normality equation for the second titration, that is N1V1 is equal to N2V2, like this, vinegar and NaOH. So depending upon which volume you are pipetting out, if you are pipetting out NaOH 20 ml, so you have to write down here 20, and this volume you will note down from the burette. So after this, you have to calculate the strength. Once you calculate the normality of acetic acid in dilute vinegar solution, you have to calculate strength of acetic acid in vinegar solution. For that, you need to apply the formula, that is strength is equal to normality into equivalent weight. So equivalent weight of acetic acid is 60. So you need to multiply your normality with this 60, and you will get the strength of dilute vinegar solution. Now, if you want to calculate the strength of acetic acid in original vinegar, so as you have diluted the original vinegar 10 times, so you need to multiply whatever strength you have calculate over here. You need to multiply it by 10, and you will get the amount of acetic acid that is present in the original vinegar. So now there are some precautions which you have to take into account. That is, first of all, you need to wash the apparatus thoroughly before starting the experiment. Then after this, you also need to use the same quantity of indicator each time. Okay, if you are taking for the first titration, you are taking 2 drops of phenolphthalein, and for the next reading, you again also have to take the 2 drops of your phenolphthalein. So now I'm going to show you that how we are carrying out this titration. So like here is the setup. So this is the burette, and this is the titration flask, in which there is a magnetic bead is there. So magnetic bead will help in the constant stirring. So shaking, as manual shaking is not possible, but we can't stop learning and these practicals. So here I am using the magnetic bead. Let not COVID-19 stop teaching learning process. So we are learning this practical through this virtual lab. So this is a whole setup here. So now what I have to do is I need to choose some variables, like which solution I'm going to take in the burette, which solution I'm going to take in the titration flask. So as a titrant means which solution I'm going to take in the burette. That is, for first titration I'm choosing oxalic acid, and speed I have set to 0.1, and titrate, that is the one which I'm going to choose for my titration flask, which I need to pipette out, that I'm choosing here is sodium hydroxide, and let set its volume which I need to pipette out, that is 20 ml. Okay, I'm changing it to 20 ml. Indicator which I'm using here is phenolphthalein. So once you set all the variables, you need to start the titration. So as I have started the titration here, so you can see that like here, okay, so I have started the titration. So you can see drop wise the acid, it is falling into your titration flask, and with the help of this magnetic bead, constant shaking is taking place. So keep on your eye on this whole setup, so that you can note the end point. So once the color gets changed, immediately you need to stop this titration by clicking this button. So still the color is light pink, so keep eye there. So still the color is pink. I'm noting the reading side by side. So once the color changes, you need to stop it immediately. So you will observe it. So let's see when the color gets changed to colorless, or okay, so here you can see the end point, that is pink to colorless, and correspondingly you have to note down the reading of your oxalic acid that is used to neutralize this NaOH, that is 2 ml. So this is the volume of oxalic acid used for your first titration. So you can take 2, 3, 4 readings simultaneously by starting with the same things, that is titrate sodium hydroxide and titrant as a oxalic acid. So for the second reading, I'm going to change my variables. So I'm resetting my variables. The titrant which I'm going to use is now acetic acid. Again, the titrate will remain same, and the solution which I'm going to pipette out again will be 20 ml, and indicator which I'm going to use will be phenolphthalein again. So let's start our second titration. So as you can see, again drop wise, your acetic acid solution is now coming down, and continuous shaking is there. This is hot plate, this is magnetic bead, as I have already told you, will help us in constant stirring. So as manual shaking is not possible through online teaching, so here we are using this virtual lab. So keep your eye there and note down the end point. Observe carefully, be attentive while you are observing the acid base titration, while you are observing the end point. So let's see what's reading we are going to get for our second titration, how much volume is used. Okay, so here I have stopped the titration. So as you can see, there is the disappearance of pink color. So if you people take NaOH here and your acid here, then the endpoint will be colorless to light pink. So but I have taken my acetic acid here, and titration plus I have the sodium hydroxide. So my endpoint is pink to colorless. Okay, so I have noted down the reading of volume of acetic acid used for titration. So now you have to put down these readings, as I have already told you before, the normality equations and the calculations for strength and all. So you need to put down these values in those calculation and calculate the acetic acid content in your original vinegar. So this was all about your titration, acid base titration, that will help you to determine acetic acid content in your vinegar sample. Thank you so much. If you like the video, keep sharing and keep liking, commenting, and also let me know if any concept is not clear to you. I will try to make video for you people as soon as possible. Thank you so much.